Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year to all of you. I welcome you all on the fourth day session of this training program. Before I start or begin the session today, due to absence of many participants in the last session, I will repeat VLOOKUP so that you all can catch up on what was missed. So before I begin the session, I'll share my sheet with you. Let's see what topics we are going to cover today. So I'll share my screen with you. You all have sheet with you, I suppose. So, last time I ended the session with VLOOKUP. What I'm thinking is we should repeat VLOOKUP because most of you were absent that day. So I'll start with VLOOKUP only. Divya ma'am, you were there with us for the last session.
Ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
You was there, ma'am.
Yes,
You did
ma'am.
VLOOKUP with me, you know. Vishal sir, did you do VLOOKUP with us in the last session? Sumit sir, Vaibhav sir, Vishal sir, should I repeat VLOOKUP? Because today's session is all about VLOOKUP. I will.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. Let's take a quick look at what we are going to cover in today's session. I'll start with VLOOKUP basic. Okay, then we'll go ahead with VLOOKUP advanced, which is, we can call it VLOOKUP with AND or VLOOKUP with two values. Or we can call it two-way lookup. We'll say VLOOKUP approximate and VLOOKUP from different sheets. VLOOKUP different sheets. So these are going to be the topics which we'll be covering today. Different sheets. Before that, we have to see the data validation also. Quickly in the chat box, if you're comfortable with the validation, a quick yes in the chat box if you're comfortable with the data validation and you can achieve it on your own. Let me know in the chat box. Otherwise, I have to repeat data validation also for you. Data validation is okay. Thank you, Sumit. So thank you, Divya ma'am. Thank you. I'll start with the VLOOKUP. So what a VLOOKUP is? VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. It stands for our vertical lookup. That means you try to search value based on some conditions, or you're looking out for something in particular from your data, or I can call it that you are looking out for something particular from your data. Correct? Let's begin with, if I say, give me data for Floyd, give me data for Roth, how will you see? You'll go to employee name column, you'll search it like this, and you will check row one by one that where you are getting a name called Roth. This is the way to do. How you do it manually, I'll say insert shape. Okay, first of all, you'll reach here till Roth. Correct, I'll make it little broader. Okay, you reach here, after that you will say, for Roth, what are you looking out for? You're looking out for his department, you're looking out for his status, or you're looking out for his years or salary or the job rating he has. That means your movement after coming vertical would be right. This is how a VLOOKUP does. That means first of all, you will search for the value vertically down and then you will go horizontal right. The movement is always going to be same, vertical down and horizontal right. Now, how he will know that which column he has to search for? He has to search for an employee name or in the department or in the status. That tells about the lookup value. So if I say, I'll write a very simple VLOOKUP for you where my employee name is Roth let's say Roth, and there's a space, then Tony. Okay, I'm looking out for his department. I'll start with my formula VLOOKUP. Now you have to read the arguments very slowly. The first argument which formula demands for is lookup value. Lookup value means who you are searching in the data. So I am searching Roth Tony, so I'll refer the cell where I've written the name. Then comma. The next argument is table array. That means where are you searching? Where is the complete range where you are searching that particular value? Always make the selection in such a way that your selection first column should have a lookup value. If I'm saying I'm searching employee name, my selection will start from employee name. Then you have to go Control Shift right, Control Shift down, and come Control backspace. Comma. The third argument is the column index number. Now I'm searching out for department. That means if I say this is my column number 1, this is my second column, this is my third, my fourth, sixth, and seventh. If I say department is which column number, what would I say? It is column number 2. That means I have to write 2 here. Comma. What is my range lookup? Range lookup means, are you exactly looking out for Roth, or you're looking out for something close by Roth? So you're exactly looking out for Roth, so you will write 0. 0 stands for exact match and 1 stands for approximate match. So we are doing VLOOKUP exact. So I will write 0. I'll close the bracket. I'll press enter. So is Roth from quality control? Yes. Will you try it once on your screen for status? What you'll do, you'll start with equals to VLOOKUP, you'll write bracket, read the arguments, lookup value. Yes, Vishal, so what would be my lookup value? Yes, Vishal, sir. Can you unmute yourself and help me writing VLOOKUP for status? Divya ma'am? Yes, Divya ma'am. Sumit sir. Can anybody?
Ma'am, I'm trying. I'll tell you, madam. I'll try and tell you.
Will you do it with me, ma'am? Let's do it together.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Tell me lookup value. Which cell is the lookup value, ma'am?
Roth Tony.
Can you refer a cell? It is in column name. Can you give me Roth Tony column name?
Column C1.
No, ma'am. Where you will look up? Which cell you will refer for the lookup value?
L8.
Oh, perfect, ma'am. This one, correct, ma'am?
Yeah.
It is, yes, ma'am. It is L8, comma. What is my table array, ma'am?
No, full table we have to select
Perfect, perfect, ma'am. So you'll come here, Control Shift right, Control Shift down, then Control backspace. Comma. Yes, ma'am. Which index number will you write, ma'am?
I think 1, 2, 3. 3.
Perfect, ma'am. Comma. What is my range lookup? Exact or approximate?
0.
Perfect, ma'am. Got it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel right? Do you feel that still we can automate it more? Like, do you feel like every time you have to calculate the column number? Are you feeling the same? When you were writing the VLOOKUP, the first argument was your lookup value. You went and selected the cell, correct, ma'am? Comma, again to select the lookup array, that means your table array, you again have to select the table. Can we make it more automatic? Do you think we can make it more automatic? Instead of going and selecting the range, is there anything which I can do to remove this step? of every time going and selecting? Anyone? No,
We
we
can make
can.
table, not table.
Yes, ma'am. We'll make it a table. How, ma'am? Control A. Then what is the shortcut key, ma'am? Control T. I'll say okay. And I'll go to table design and I'll rename the table, ma'am. I'll make it my table. Yes, ma'am. I'll press
Yes,
enter.
ma'am.
Down. Okay. I'll come here, ma'am, again to higher date. I'll come is equal to, I'll write VLOOKUP. Let's see what will be the change now, ma'am. The lookup value is still in the L8, which is going to be Roth Tony. The table array is going to be my table. Instead of going and selecting the complete data, what I'll select is my table, ma'am. The column index number for the higher date is 4. And the range lookup is going to be 0. I'll press enter. Now I want this number to be a date, so I'll select this particular cell and I'll change the formatting to date. So it
Okay,
is
ma'am.
March 2001. Do you get how you write a VLOOKUP with the table? And it is more efficient to write a VLOOKUP with the table. So in these
Yes, ma'am.
three cells, I wrote the VLOOKUP with your data or with your sheet, but here I wrote VLOOKUP with the table. Now go with the years, find the years and tell me. Is equal to VLOOKUP. What is my lookup value? It's going to be Roth Tony again, comma, what my table array is going to be. It is going to be my table. Instead of going and selecting, I'm selecting the table I created. The index number is going to be 5. And the range lookup is going to be, and the last is the salary. I leave it to you, find the salary and let me know what answer you're getting for the salary. In the chat box, what answer you're getting as a salary for Roth Tony. Let me know when you get the answer. I'll go ahead then. Yes, Vishal sir, Sumit sir, did you get the answer? Did you try VLOOKUP? Vishal sir got the answer. What is the answer you're getting, sir? Okay. Now coming here, if I write my name, what do you think you will get? Give me the answer what you are getting. If employee name, I write it as my name, Pardeep. Give me the answer you're getting for department status, hire date, years, and salary. Try it and tell me in the chat box what answer you're getting. Give me the answer you're getting after putting employee name as per name. In the chat box quickly. Take employee name as your name or my name and tell me what answer you're getting. Perfect, Sumit sir. Your answer is absolutely correct. Perfect. What you'll get to overcome this? Now you doesn't want any or you doesn't want user to enter anything they want. That means you have to restrict the cell. You have to put restriction on the cell. How will you restrict a cell? tell me which function you will use or what module you will use to restrict a cell. What you will use to restrict a cell. That means he can only use the names which are there in the data. How will you validate a cell? Tell me quickly in the chat box. How will you validate a cell? Anyone, Divya ma'am, Sumit sir? How will you validate a cell? Okay. The answer to this is you want to restrict a user that he or she cannot enter anything, but they have to select what has been given in the form of drop down. How will you do that using a drop down? You'll select a cell which you want to restrict. You'll go to a data tab. In the data tab in the ribbon, you see your option data validation. In the data validation, you will select a list. Now, where that list should come from? Can I say that list is coming from this? Correct? Coming here, what you'll do is equal to, if you'll press F3, he'll suggest all the names. Can you see he's suggesting all the names which are in the form of ranges or, but can you see he is not giving you that name of table which you have just created, which is my table. That means inside the source, if you have to use your table column, you have to go through a function called indirect. You will say indirect in the double quotes. You will give your table name. And from that table, which column you're looking out for is employee name. You will close the bracket, you will close the double quotes, and you will say OK. Now, in the form of drop-down, you get all the names which are present in your data. So I'll select the name and you will get the data corresponding to that name. You select any name and you will get the data. Can you please do till here? Validate a cell and see if Vlookup is working for the rest. Quickly in the chat box once you have done till here. You have to validate a cell using data validation. If you want, I can do it one more time. Go to the data validation and you have to just type this. I've given you the formula in the chat box, which you have to write inside the data validation source. Use that formula. Your table name should be my table. Otherwise, whatever name you have kept, you have to replace my table with that name. And the column name remains the same. And you have to say, OK. Once your cell get validated and you have to check, your rest of the cells should have the value. Do let me know in the chat box, please. I'm waiting. Yes, Sumit sir. Can you please unmute yourself? Vishal sir, are you there with me? No, they're not there. Divya ma'am. Okay. Did you get the answer, Divya ma'am?
Yes, done, ma'am.
Vishal sir or Sumit sir? Okay, Vaibhav sir done. Divya ma'am done. Should we move ahead? Now, if I say Let's move to the okay. I'm taking the data. You just have to give me the answer. Suppose I have my name for need. I have my name for need, and I have my name for need, and one of web of source name I have. So I give trainings for Excel, for Power BI, and for SQL, let's say. Okay, and web of source is the participant. Okay, I'll write a VLOOKUP. I'll give a name, and the VLOOKUP will find out whether that person is a trainer or a participant. Okay, I have a name with me and I have a designation. I'll come here and write a VLOOKUP. What I'll give him? A name. Suppose I'm giving a name myself for need, comma. I have to give him a table array where he will search that particular data. So I selected a complete range, comma, which column I'm looking out for? Column designation, which is my column number 2. How? This is my column number 1 of the selection. This is my column number 2 of the selection. So what I'll write? 2, and my range lookup is 0. That means exact match I'm looking out for. What according to you should be the answer, web of sir? Can you unmute yourself, Sumit sir?
I think designation.
What answer I'll get, sir?
Excel.
Power BI or SQL? Don't you think Power BI or SQL will also come? Okay, let's see. Enter. Does but need only trains in Excel? There are 2 more values, correct? So this is the limitation of VLOOKUP, sir. What is the limitation of VLOOKUP? If you have duplicates in your data or if you have repetitive data, the VLOOKUP will always result in the first match. That means where it will get the first Paneet, he's going to return the value regarding the first Paneet, which will be Excel. This is the limitation of VLOOKUP. So here you feel the need of a match or index. Or we can say, so can I say 1? Suppose I add one more column called ID, okay? And I write 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, sir? Now there are, Paneet is training in 3 different subjects like Excel, Power BI, and SQL. I'll make one more column. I'll come here and I'll insert one more column. I'll come here, I will join these 2 columns. That means my ID and my name. Okay, I'll come here. So this time what I'm doing, web observer, I'm writing a VLOOKUP same way, but this time I'm going to search somewhere else. So I'll say VLOOKUP. So I want to see the first subject the trainer per need takes. So I'll write 1 per need. Okay, where I'm going to search is, it should start from the column where the search will happen. So that means I have to always make the selection from the column where he is going to search 1 per need. That means a very start, comma, which column index I'm looking out for. If I say this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I will write what? 4. And the range lookup will be 0. I'll close the bracket, I'll press enter. So the first is Excel. If I change it to 2, it will become Power BI. If I change it to 3, the third subject is going to be SQL. So this is the way when you can somewhere achieve what you look out for. That means if you have the repetitions in your data, you will always make a column with unique data. And then you will merge the columns and you will run this VLOOKUP on that merged column. Are you? Yes, anybody, any doubt till here? Please do not hesitate to ask. Anybody?
Ma'am, if data will be large, designation will be so we have to add this 1, 2, 3 column.
No, then what you'll do, sir, instead of writing it like this, what you'll do it, you'll write 1 here, correct? You'll drag it down and you will get a drop down here and you will use fill series.
Okay.
Correct? I'll do
So
it one more
automatically
time
it
for
will
you.
come.
Yeah. So you'll write 1, you'll drag it down, you'll get an option of fill series and you can.
Okay, noted.
Okay, sir. Did you get this VLOOKUP where I made a unique column so that I can get all the values? Otherwise, there's no way to find the data regarding per need. So this was VLOOKUP at exact. That means where you're looking out for exact match. Now VLOOKUP advanced. VLOOKUP advanced. Now suppose I say, for that I have to teach you a match. Okay, I'll go ahead with VLOOKUP approximate first. VLOOKUP approximate. What the approximate does, it doesn't give you the exact match, but it gives you a match, one value lesser than. That means a very closest value, the value you're looking out for. Suppose I give you 90. Suppose I give you for 0, I give for 20, I give for 50, I give for 90. Okay. For 0, I say fail, I say D, I say B, and I say A. Okay. Now I'm going to write a VLOOKUP for a value 25. If you see 25 is not existing in my data, correct? Because I have only 0, 20, 50, and 90. Now suppose I want to give grade to someone who achieved marks 25. What grade will be assigned according to you? If I say the marks are 26, what is the closest value of 26 on the lesser side?
20.
Perfect. So the grade will be assigned D. Now you can't say if I have a value 49. 49 is more close to 50, correct, sir? 49 is more close to 50.
Yes.
But the VLOOKUP will go to 20, which is on the lesser side. So 49 falls in 20 to 50, correct, sir? So he'll always go to the lesser side. That means he'll go to 20. That is why we say our range should be correctly chosen. So that means I should add something between 20 and 50 to give the exact grading. I'll just show you what he'll give you. So I'll write is equal to VLOOKUP bracket. Now lookup value is, as I said, I'll write 49, comma. The table array is this complete table. And the column index I'm looking out for is the grade, which is the column number 2. And range lookup is 0 or 1. This time I will select 1. Why? Because I'm going to for the approximate match. I'll press enter. Can you see he went to 20? The value I selected was 49. But he went to 20. Why? Because on the lesser side, that means the value which is more closer, which is lesser than 49 is 20. I'll press enter. Now, what you have to pay attention when you're using VLOOKUP approximate is that your range or your lookup values should be in increasing order. If I'll come here and I'll sort it in the decreasing order, I'll right click and I'll sort in the largest to smallest. I'll say expand the selection. Can you see? That means if my lookup range is in decreasing order, VLOOKUP approximate will not give you appropriate result. Even though I'll change it to 90, he is not going to give me the result. So always for VLOOKUP approximate, your range has to be in the increasing order. Do you get VLOOKUP approximate, all of you? Divya ma'am, what is no for? Ma'am, please know where you have doubt, Divya ma'am. Yes, Divya ma'am, I'm waiting for you. Okay, Divya ma'am. Yes, Sumit sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you be live with me?
Yes, sure.
Otherwise, I feel very poor that nobody is replying and I'm only teaching to nobody.
No, ma'am, I am replying.
Okay, thank you so much. So Sumit sir, you did VLOOKUP approximate also.
Yes.
Now, one more problem is there. Suppose sometimes I get the ranges like this, so 0 to 33, correct? How
Okay.
we see on report cards or how we give the grades in your working environment also, the grade is always like this, 34 to 50, let's say.
Yes.
Suppose I say 51 to 75, then I have 76 to 90, then I'll say greater than 90, correct, sir?
Yes.
Now, when we look up, if I say give me grade, I say poor, I say average, I'll say good, I'll say very good, I'll say excellent, sir. Correct?
Yes.
Now, suppose I say 52.
52.
Correct. What you will give me answer?
Good.
Correct. You are able to decide that your 52 lies in the range 51 to 75. Correct? You
Yes.
calculated it yourself. Will Excel get it that 52 lies in 51 to 75 if outside is equal to VLOOKUP? Correct? And the value is 52. And the table array is this. And the
Okay.
column index number is 2, comma approximate match. I'll close the bracket. Will he?
No,
Why? If
because we have sent this table range between 51 to 75.
yeah, so he is trying to match 52, correct? That
Yes.
means he'll try and match 52 with 0-33. Is it matching? No.
No.
Try match 52 with this value. So what we have to do, we have to break this range in 2 cells, correct?
Yes.
So I'll write the lowest range here, which is 0, 34, 51, 76, correct?
Yes.
And 90.
90.
And the highest range here, above 90, only 90, only 75, only 30. Correct, sir?
Yes.
Now, can you see what he's giving me? I'll come here. It's said 52 and search in not M, but start from L. Correct?
Yes.
I'll say enter. Is he giving me correct answer?
Yes.
Column,
No, it is.
yeah, the column number is 3rd this time.
Yes.
Correct? I'll say enter. Is he giving me correct?
Yes.
For 52, he is saying you're good.
Yes.
Let's make it 77. What according to you should 77 give me?
Very good.
Perfect. Why? Because 77, the value close to 77 on the lesser side is 76.
Yes.
Press enter and he'll give me it.
Yes.
So that means this column is of no use.
No, it is range, na, ma'am.
Is your VLOOKUP using this column also?
No.
No. So that means you can skip.
So, ma'am, if what happen if data will be large, now you are doing in this 3-4 lines.
Correct.
If data will be large, so how? So we have to write by one by
No.
one.
So I can, no. Suppose I want to give here, okay? In this data, I want to give that who has given me, the sales has been given, okay?
Yes.
It has given by employees. Now I have given the ranges by the company that who has given good sales, who has given average sale, and who has given excellent sales.
Yes.
Now, if I show you the sales ranges, which is starting from 8,000 and going till 89,000, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Let's make a lookup range. And I'll show you how it works quickly on your data. So I'm making a lookup range for you. Correct, sir?
Yes.
It's starting from 8,000, okay?
Yes.
So I'm saying starting from 8,000, if it
To
is between
89,000.
10,000,
Okay.
okay?
It is a range 8 to 10.
Yeah,
10
so
to 20.
10 to 20, let's say,
Yes.
okay? And 20 to 30, 20 to 50, let's say,
Yes.
and 50 to
60.
80, let's say, and above 80 is very good, which is a dash.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say, sorry, which will be dash, okay? Here I'll say it's poor, very poor. Okay, here I'll say average. Here I'll say good. Here I'll say very good. Here I say excellent. Okay.
Yes.
Now, based on this range, which company has given me, I have to see which employer has given me average sale, which has given me good, which has given me very good, correct?
Yes.
So you'll come here is equal to VLOOKUP.
Okay.
Sorry, VLOOKUP. Now, what is your lookup value? Is your sale,
Yes.
and which table you will go and check it in this table which you have created,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Now, in this table, which value you're looking out for? Column third.
Yes.
So you will write comma 3, comma 1.
Okay. 1.
You'll close the bracket, you'll press enter. What you'll do here is coming here, you will just lock this range. Why? Because every time he has to search in that complete data, what you'll do, you will just lock the range.
Okay.
You'll press enter. Can you see?
Yes. Okay.
Can you see?
Yes.
Does it take time? Did it take time? No.
No.
It's done in minutes. Once you have your lookup range, no matter how big is your data, it is going to give you results in seconds.
Okay. Means we have to split between range.
Most of the times you will be available with the range, so
Yes.
less number of times. Suppose I take a test for your organization. Your organization will give me the range that this is our range that if he or she gets marks between this range, he is very good. If he gets marks in this range, he is very bad or average. That means I have range with me. I have data with me. I have to just mix both of them.
Yes. Right.
Correct, sir?
Right. Right.
Any doubt in VLOOKUP approximate, sir?
No.
VLOOKUP exact also is done. Only you have to make sure that your range has to be in increasing order. This is where most of the people get confused. Your lookup range should be in
Okay.
increasing order. If it is in decreasing order, you're not going to get result.
Okay.
Lookup approximate doesn't work with decreasing order. It works with increasing order.
Okay.
You have the, yeah. Yes, sir, your question?
No, ma'am.
So I'll move ahead. The one thing is when you are writing a VLOOKUP with your table, one thing is when you are writing your VLOOKUP with the sheet. So in this case, Sumit sir, did you tell, can you tell me what we used? We used a sheet, correct? Why? Because when I was writing a VLOOKUP, did you notice when I was writing a VLOOKUP, okay, I gave him the sales. I gave him the sales, comma, I went to data and selected the data, correct?
Yes.
Can it be more dynamic? Yes. How? I'll come here, I'll name it here, sir, in the name box. Where, sir? In the name box here. Correct? I'll name it as my range. I'll press enter. Now, instead of going down to the range, I will quickly write VLOOKUP. I'll say my lookup value. Sorry, I'll say Okay, I'll say my lookup value, comma. Instead of going down and selecting the range of cells, I'll say my range. And the column number third and the range lookup is going to be 1. Now you need not to lock also, sir. Earlier, what I did, I locked it. If you see, I locked it, correct, sir? This time I need not to lock it. I will just see. I need not to lock it. Can you see? It is more dynamic. I'll say Control Shift down and Control D. So this way I will get all my results. Can you see the data? See. So that means by making your selecting your cells and giving it a name is more efficient in Excel. So this way you don't need to go to the cells and you have to select again and you have to come back, which is more tedious. So better make it a range. Moving ahead with, now this exercise you're going to do it on your own, where you have given a salary and you have to give me the tax amount on that particular salary. Now 75,000, the salary which is close to your range is 40,001. That means the tax given to the salary 75,000 would be 9.70%. Get that answer and do let me know in the chat box. Is equal to Vlookup. Then Sumit sir, what I'll write?
This question I was just asking you. Which
So you-
which cell like I should sell?
Yeah, instead of writing 75,000, what I'll do, I'll refer this cell. Why? Because every time if a user is looking out for some salary, he's going to give in this particular cell, correct? So I'll refer this cell, comma, which table you will go, this, comma, which column index is your answer is the tax column, so which will
3.
be third, comma,
0.
1. Enter.
Okay, so 1 we should select.
Yeah. So coming here, so you make it now 26,000, let's say. So which will be 25,001, so 8.30.
Yes, got it.
Perfect. Perfect. Now let's go to VLOOKUP, this sheet. Now this is something, if I say VLOOKUP, how many arguments were there? First, he used to ask me lookup value, which was nothing but what you are searching in your data. Next was the table array. That means where you are searching. Next was the column index, which was that which column he should stop when he is going horizontal right, whether he should stop at column 1 or 2 or 3. And the last was the range lookup. Now, according to this question, what is the question given to you? You have a salary, you have the number of dependents on that person, and based on the salary and number of dependents, you have to give the commission or the tax percentage. Now, suppose the first salary is given as 5,600 I'll just highlight it. Okay, so the first salary is 56,696. Divya ma'am, which salary is closest to this in our lookup range, ma'am? This is our lookup range. 56,696 will go and stop at which particular value?
55,000. Sorry, 55.
Perfect, ma'am. 55,000. That means this value, correct? Correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
On the right side, ma'am, which column he wants to stop? At 2? Because number of dependents are 2. That means where he wants to stop, ma'am? At this 2, correct?
10.9.
That means I'll change the column, ma'am. That means this particular 2, correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Now you tell me, ma'am, I'm writing something for you. So 55,000 will stop at here, ma'am, correct?
Yes.
That means he should give me which answer, ma'am? He should give me 10.9. Correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
But according to you, if you go and tell him to stop at the second column, which would be our second column, ma'am. I'm writing for you, okay? So our column 1 will be this, ma'am. 2 will be this. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Yes, ma'am?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
If I'll tell him to stop at 2, where he'll stop, ma'am? At here. That means he'll give me
17%.
But what I want is,
10.9.
how will you do it? That means
Column.
our VLOOKUP is getting stopped here. Yes, ma'am?
Sorry, ma'am. Couldn't understand.
When we'll write a VLOOKUP, I'll write a VLOOKUP, correct?
Yes.
Okay. My value will be this, 56,696, correct?
Yes.
Comma. My table will be this, yellow part,
Yes.
correct? Comma.
Yes.
And when you give a column index number, you will say 2, correct, ma'am? And
Yeah.
you will say 1. And what will
Yes.
return? 17%. Your answer will come as,
17.
which is wrong, correct?
Yes.
That means make him move here. That means how many more steps you have to take?
2 steps.
Can I say this column index is nothing but 2 plus 2?
Can we write like that? 2
Yeah.
plus 2.
Yes, we will write it like this. So I'm writing it for you, okay? Is equal to VLOOKUP. Be live with me, ma'am. VLOOKUP I'm writing. Okay, my lookup value is my salary. As I said, I selected the salary, comma, my array is nothing but this complete part, comma, where he has to stop. If I say at 2, comma 1. What we said, the answer will be 17%, correct?
Yes.
But we wanted him to go 2 steps ahead, correct?
Yes.
So I'll write plus 2. I'll say enter. Is it the correct answer?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the way. That means we do not want him to stop at R2. That means we do not want him to stop at R2, but we want him to stop at this 2. 1, 2 is this, and 1, 2 is written in the data. We want him to move to the 1 written in the data. Correct, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yeah, ma'am.
So I move 2 steps ahead.
Okay.
So tell me next. Let's crack the next one. What is the salary, ma'am? 46,680. That means it will go to which salary? It will go to
45.
perfect. Which column number we have to stop?
8.3 we need. So like fourth, no? Fourth means
So this is 1.
6.6.
2, 3, 4. That means he'll stop here according to us. But though we are adding 2 to it, he'll stop here. And he will return me 5.3.
3.
Okay. For that, what I need to do, ma'am, I have to just lock this range. Why? Because this yellow part should not going to be changed every time. So I will just lock it, ma'am. How? F4 key. Enter. I'll just drag it down. Did you get how we got this answer, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Plus
Okay.
2 we have added now.
Yeah. Why we did the plus 2? Because our 2 is this one. R2 was this one, but we wanted to reach into this 2,
Yes.
which was 2 steps away from where we were getting stopped.
Yeah.
Yes, Sumit sir, you get it?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Get it.
Okay. Should we move ahead? Should we go ahead, Divya ma'am, Vaibhav sir, Sumit sir? Can I
Yes,
go ahead?
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
perfect.
ma'am.
Okay. Now this is a question where it is a nested VLOOKUP. This question was VLOOKUP little advanced. It is somewhere two-way VLOOKUP also, where you are looking up the value vertically down also, and you are looking value horizontal right also. But it is not 100% two-way lookup, because for 100% two-way lookup, you have to use match. So I'm going ahead with VLOOKUP advanced. The data is, I have a serial number with me, I have hours worked with me, I have a pay rate, gross pay, number of dependents and state. Now, based on the state and the dependents, I have to give the tax amount. Now, suppose I select the first, this part. Okay, Colorado and 5. Now, if I go and search out the tax, first of all, Colorado is not mentioned in this table. Will he be able to find Colorado in this table? No. Why? Because that data is not present in the yellow table. That means, first of all, based on the state, I have to get the region. For Colorado, what is the region? Empty. And then based on empty, he will go here. And based on an empty, 5 dependents are these. So he will get the values 0.30%. Now, first of all, based on the states, we have to find out the region, so that based on the region, we can find out the tax. Now, how will you do that? That means 2 VLOOKUPs you have to apply. First of all, I'll apply them separately, and after that, we will apply it in one. Is equal to VLOOKUP. Divya ma'am, my state is my lookup value. So I selected my state as my lookup value, comma, where I'm going to find the region is from the blue table. I selected the complete blue table, comma. My answer is my second column, and the range lookup is going to be exact. I'll close the bracket, I'll press enter. Correct, ma'am? Now I have a region, I have dependents, I will find out the tax. That means again, I have to apply my VLOOKUP, where my VLOOKUP is going to be region. My table is going to be my yellow data, comma. How many dependents are 5, comma 0. According to 5, he will stop where? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we have to reach here because 5 is here. That means how much I have to add this time?
1.
Perfect.
Add 1.
I have to add 1 to my column index number. I'll close the bracket and I'll press enter. Only I have to lock the range. Why? Because this is going to alter every time I drag down. So I have to fix it by pressing F4 key, enter. And here also I have to lock my range by pressing key F4. I'll drag it down, I'll drag it down. I'll change it to percent. I'll add 2 decimal places. I want you to write it separately first, then I'll tell you how you can write it in one formula. Did you get till here? Any doubt so far? I can repeat, ma'am, do not hesitate. No doubt. Okay, ma'am. Sumit sir, Vaibhav sir. Any doubt so far? I'll repeat, sir. Okay, I'm writing in one formula now. First of all, what I did, I write a VLOOKUP. I wrote a VLOOKUP where my lookup value was my state. I went to search out the state in this data. My lookup column was 2 and my was 0. Instead of going to another cell, before it, I'll add one more VLOOKUP, where my lookup value is 1. I have calculated using a VLOOKUP, but this time my table array is going to be this one, and my range is going to be, sorry, my column index number is going to be my dependence plus 1, and my range lookup is going to be 0. I will just log the ranges. I have to come here, I have to log this range by simply pressing the key F4 and press enter, and I will drag it down. I'll change it to %. I'm pasting this formula, but you try it once, ma'am.
Ma'am, will you please repeat this?
I will, sir. Separately also, you want me to repeat?
No, only this one.
Only this one, okay. Okay, what I'm doing is equal to VLOOKUP. Now, can you see a yellow table on the right?
Yes.
In the yellow table, what can be my lookup value? Can be region, correct? It cannot be
Yes.
because it's absent from the data.
Yes.
Now, I have a state, but I have a region in some other table. First of all, based on the state, I have to get a region, correct?
Yes.
So I selected my state as lookup value.
Okay.
I went to regions. I want the column index second, and I want the range lookup to be 0 to get the region.
Yes.
Now, region I have, based on this region, it will become my lookup value for yellow table, correct?
Yes.
So I write VLOOKUP before it. Let the first part be my lookup value.
Okay.
Second part is my table array. Third is my column index number, who is giving me dependence. But with 5, he will stop at 4. I want him to stop at 5, so I added 1. And the range lookup is going to be 0.
Okay.
I'll close the bracket and press enter. Only I have to lock the
Cells.
ranges, only
Yes,
ranges.
ranges.
So I'll just hit function F4. I will just hit function F. That's it. I will press enter. I will double click and rest of the calculations will be calculated. If I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He stopped at 4, correct? But I wanted him to stop at 5, so I added 1. So that where you are getting stopped, go one step ahead. Yes, sir?
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Okay, sir. Did you try it on your system also? You're getting the results?
Yes, I'm trying, ma'am.
Do try. Let me know in 5 minutes. Can I go ahead, sir? Huh? Okay, I'm starting with two-way lookup. Two-way. That means you are seeing something vertical down also and horizontal right also. Now we make it dynamic. That means I selected the lookup value from a cell. I selected data by making it a table. Only the thing is I always, every time I need to calculate the column number, and I do not want to calculate that column number every time. Suppose if there are 250 columns, will you calculate the columns? No. So that we can overcome using two-way lookup. So for that, I have to first teach you the match. Yes, Sumit sir?
Yes,
Have you
ma'am.
ever used match? Okay, I'll write Parneet, okay? I'll write Sumit, I'll write Vaibhav, I'll write Divya. Okay, so can you tell me Parneet is at which row number? Row number of Parneet.
It's in 21.
Correct. And Sumit is 22, correct?
Yes.
Now, if I select something and now I say, can you tell me, Sumit sir, Parneet is at which number in the selection?
The selection is on first number.
Perfect. So match does the same. Match finds out where what you're looking out for is lying where, at which number, at what position. So I come here and I write match. Okay. Who to match? Parneet or Sumit, let's say. Okay. Where to match? In this selected range. What I'm saying, in the selected range, and match type is going to be 0. That means exact match. I'll close the bracket. I'll press enter.
Okay.
So match returns you the number what you are searching, where it is lying in the data you have selected. Okay, so now you tell me in VLOOKUP, if you have to use match, which argument you would use match? Now I'll go back to very simple VLOOKUP. We did this, correct, sir? Sumit sir, be live with me for 5 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
We did this, correct?
Yes.
How many VLOOKUPs did we write, sir, here?
4.
To get all the information regarding department status, hire date, year. It was a
Yes.
tedious task. In the same data, to look at something regarding hub, I had to write 4 VLOOKUPs, correct?
Yes.
And I could achieve it by writing 1 VLOOKUP. How to do that now? I'll come here, I'll delete this part, okay?
Okay.
I'll write the VLOOKUP same way how we were writing. Who I am looking out? I'm looking out half very correct? So I will
Yes.
select this cell. Where I'm selecting, my data is my table. Correct?
Yes.
The column index number only is every time I am calculating, correct?
Yes.
So for this, I will say you find it yourself using match.
Okay.
Who you have to match this.
Department.
Correct. Where you have to match only in the headers. Correct?
Yes.
And match type would be 0. Comma. The last argument is of your VLOOKUP, which is approximate match or true match. So it is going to be a true match. I'll close the bracket, I'll press enter. Now I'll drag it down. Only one problem will be there, which is for hire date.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to lock this cell also. Why? Because every time he has to be Eric only, and press enter. Can you see there is only one problem for hire date? Why?
Okay.
I'll just make it black so that you can see what the problem is. Now tell me what the problem is.
Because it is not in ascending order, I think so.
No. See it properly. Now see it. Can you read the name higher? Then it is a
Yes.
space, then date. But here it is written higher date without any space, and the name is also. So I'll make a space. I'll make it uppercase.
Okay, so we have to write the exact
Yes,
name as per the
yes,
table.
yes. Why? Because he is matching that exact thing which you are asking him.
Okay.
Correct? So only thing is in the match when you're using, you have to write it the same way or you copy and paste it from here.
Okay. Like capital, small letters,
Correct,
all we have
correct,
to match.
correct, correct. Got it, sir?
Okay. Got it. Got it.
And you can work it for salary also. The same
Yes.
will work for the salary. Now, how many formulas you wrote? One.
Yes.
Instead of writing for means every attribute, you only wrote it for one and he got all.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a two-way lookup. I'll give you one example and then you have to find, okay? Okay, I'll come here. I'll say I have employee name. I have region north. I have south and I have west.
Best.
I have Saurav, Fatima, and Riya. Let's see. In north, he has done 20,000, 45,000. Do not think the data will be this much only because you have to deal with, I'll say auto column width. Now, what I want is from you is employee name is given to you. So it's a complete exercise what we have covered today and the region will be given to you. So first of all, and you will give me the sales. I will find the borders. Now, what you'll do, you will validate the cells by employee name. You will validate this cell by the region, and based on employee name and region, you will give me the sales using VLOOKUP. And you will paste the formula in the chat box, and I'll apply the same formula here. And he should give me the answer. You got the question? You will first validate the cell with the employee name. You will validate this cell by the regions. And here, based on the employee name, suppose I'm asking for Saurav North, he should give me 20,000. For Saurav West, he should give me 45,666.
Ma'am, I didn't understood your question, ma'am.
Yeah, so first of all, you have to validate this cell. That means employee name. Data validation you'll apply.
Yes.
You'll get Saurav, Fatima, and Ruan.
Yes.
Then you'll apply the data validation for region in which he will find north, south, and west.
Okay.
Then a person will select employee name and region from the drop down you have just created. You will give the sales on
Okay.
these two selected values.
Okay.
That is 20,000 or this, or this, or this. I'll do data validation for you. You'll come. You will go to data, data validation. You will say, I want to list, and the source of list is nothing but the names. And you will press OK. Now you get the name. You'll select the name. Here also you will do the same. You'll go to data, data validation, the list, and the list this time is north, south, west, and you'll say okay. Now you will apply your VLOOKUP in the third cell corresponding to sales. Yes, so it's any doubt?
Ma'am, I'm just doing data validation.
Okay, okay, do
After
it,
that,
do it. I'm waiting for you. Okay, do it. Divya ma'am? You're doing? Divya ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me know when you're done. If you have any doubt, do let me know, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Sumit. So let's try together. I think you're stuck with something.
ma'am, I got answer of sales 78,000.
Of Fatima South. Correct, you're getting. Just change the name from a drop down and
What,
see if
ma'am?
just change the name from the
Okay.
drop down to Saurav and see if you're getting the correct sales.
Sorrow, I'm getting 23,666
Correct, you're getting.
and Ruan 9,000.
Can you write your formula in the chat box?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please check.
No, but you are giving him 3 always. Now try and change the region from the drop down from south to north. He should not give you. He will not give you correct results. Just do it. Change the region to north. To Saurav north, he should give 20,000. Is he giving?
No.
He will not. Only one problem is that you have not used match
Okay.
for the column index number. So else your formula is correct. Is equal to Vlookup, correct?
Yes.
What is my lookup value in the vertical side? So vertically, he'll come to Saurav, correct?
Yes.
That means this person. Table array is going to be complete data,
Yes.
comma. The column index number, that means I'm looking out for north or
North.
south or west, are going to change every time, correct?
Yes.
Based on the cell where I'm giving a region north, south or west.
Yes.
If it is north, he should stop at column number
2.
correct?
Yes.
If it is south, he should stop at column number
3.
If it is west, he should stop at column number
4.
4. That means let him match himself.
Okay.
Let him match himself.
Okay. So I should write match.
Match who? The region. Where to match? In the headers. What is the match type? 0. If it is north, he will say it is 2. If it is south, he will say 3. If it is west, he will say 4. comma, the lookup value is going to be 0. I'll press enter.
Actually, ma'am, this formula is very long. That is why.
No, it is not long, but it is dynamic also, na? Your
Actually,
job
yes,
is getting done in one formula.
yes,
Otherwise, if the number of columns are going to increase, VLOOKUP is not going to give you appropriate result. Every
Yes.
time you have to count the number of columns, or one other way which 80% people does is they'll write one here, they
yes.
go to right, and they'll fill C.
Okay.
And they will do it manually, but they will always go and check which column number it is, and they'll manually write it.
Yes.
But
Right.
what we left the job to Excel, that you only decide which column number it is based on the matching criteria.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Divya ma'am, did you get the answer, Divya ma'am?
No, ma'am, matching I'm not getting.
Matching is the problem, no? Okay, ma'am, I'll show you here, okay? I'm doing one validation of regions, ma'am, just to make you understand what a match is doing for you, okay? What I'm doing is, ma'am, here I'm doing the data validation, okay? List, and I'm giving him the list of headers only, okay, ma'am? I'll say okay. In the header, I have north. In the header, I have west. In the header, I have employee name. Correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
According to VLOOKUP, he only sees where employee name is lying, where north is, where south is, where west is. Correct, ma'am? I'm
Yes,
writing
ma'am.
a simple match. I'm going to match this particular value which user has selected and go and search it here. And give me the column number. So if it is employee name, it has to be 1. Correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And if it is north, it has to be 2. If it is south, it has to be 3. If it is west, it has to be 4. Only instead of giving the column index number manually, by calculating manually, you are giving some automated formula which will calculate the column index number for you. It's okay. If you're not understanding, it's okay. By the time when you will practice, you will get it, ma'am. But you get
Okay.
new lookup, yes?
Yeah.
We'll do match more. In exercise, we'll do match more. Don't worry. Next exercise, you will feel the importance of matching. Then you will feel like doing match is a much more good option. Is a better option, you will say. Okay, now we are understanding VLOOKUP with different sheets. What we are doing so far is we were looking up some values from the same sheet. We were never going and jumping between different sheets, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, suppose I have a data called bookstore data, where I have the names of the book. I have the information regarding the book, like the genre of the book, the author of the book, then awards won by the book, then the ratings or the reviews given to the book. No? And I want to aggregate the details of a particular book on one page. Suppose somebody says, I want to see this book. Can I be honest? This book. And somebody wants to have a complete information about this book, that who was the author of this book, what was the rating, what was the award won by this book, what is the genre of the book. Will you go and search in different tables, or you will let the Excel do his job? We will let Excel do his job, correct?
Yes.
How to do that? That means you are doing nothing, but you are searching out for a particular book on different sheets, correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, one way to make it much more simpler, you have to turn all your sheets into the table, one thing.
Okay.
But if it's not table and you can't convert it into a table, suppose, then you have to work the same way. But let's do it once with the sheet and then we'll do it with the table, and you decide which option was much more convenient. I'll first of all data validate for the book IDs I have in my data. So instead of going and picking the book IDs from here, I will validate this cell by the book IDs which are already given to me. So I'll come here to the data tab. I'll again validate. I'll select the list, and the source is these book IDs, which is Control Shift down and Control backspace. I'll say okay. Okay. Now I'm looking out for AD222. First of all, I have to find the title. Now, if I go VLOOKUP with sheet without match, how many VLOOKUPs I have to write, Sumitra? I have to write 4 different
Four.
VLOOKUPs.
Yes.
Correct? Let's
Yes.
do it. Why 4 VLOOKUPs? Because all these information are lying on different sheets.
Yes.
Anyhow, you can't do it using one VLOOKUP. Why? Because it is not one sheet, it is spread between 4 different sheets.
Yes.
So first of all, I have to write VLOOKUP. So the first argument is the lookup value. Which book ID I'm searching is AD222. So I refer to this cell, comma, where my table array is, though it is not a table, I have to select Control Shift right, Control Shift down, Control backspace. Which index number I'm looking out for? For the title, what is the index number is?
Second.
2, comma, what is the match type is going to be 0. Correct? Now let me change the book. Let me change the book. And he's giving me the title of the book. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, next thing is the genre. For the genre, that means the genre of the book, I have to go to another sheet called info sheet. Correct? Now, you tell me what will be your matching criteria? That means what will be your looking value in info sheet for the book?
It is third column.
Yeah, it is third column, but what you will search? You will say NC652, correct?
Yes.
Can you see NC652 here anywhere in any column?
No.
Then what you'll do? What do you think? What you'll do? You have to make a lookup value column, correct?
Yes.
What you'll do? You remember? Yeah, I
This
give
book ID is there.
book ID 1 is there, which is MM only. But our lookup value is saying NC652.
Yes.
So how will you make it? Do you remember that example I gave you for Paneet, Excel, Power BI, and that?
Yes.
What you did in that exercise, you make a lookup column.
Yes.
Here, yeah, here also you will make a lookup column called ID where you will merge the first 2 columns.
Yes. So it will be MM424.
MM and is to combine or to merge, you press enter.
Okay. Yeah.
So I call it a lookup column. Why do you always have to make a lookup column? Because I told you that lookup value is always searched in the first column of your selection. Correct? So I'll go back to bookstore. Now I have my book ID, and which column I'm looking out for is, this is my first, this is my second, third. For genre, I will say which column?
4.
This way. Correct?
Yes.
I'll highlight. Okay. Let's go to my bookstore. I'll write a simple VLOOKUP. Okay. My lookup value is going to be my book ID, comma. For the table array, I have to select the sheet. I have to select the data, Control Shift right, Control Shift down, Control back. Correct?
Yes.
And comma, what is the column number? As
Fourth.
we said, the genre is the 4th number. And what is the
0. Exact.
So the genre of this movie is non-fiction.
Non-fiction.
Will you try award yourself? For the award, you have to go to the sheet award. Now here, the lookup value will be what, Sumitra? Lookup value will be your title. Yeah, because in the award, I do not have the IDs, I have the title.
Yes.
And my column number would be?
First. second, third. So column number would be second.
Correct. Why? Because I'm looking out for award ka name.
Yes.
Here, one problem you will feel. Go ahead and tell me what is the problem. What answer you are getting? You will take 10 minutes. It's okay. First, make a validation. Find the title. Find the genre. It's
Okay.
okay. We have time. Divya ma'am, I'm there with you. If you have any doubt, I'll do it one more time with you. It's okay. If you want to be live with me, it's okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, hello.
Yes, sir.
I got this answer, National Book Award in award column.
Let's see. We look up.
Then I will select this NC
Correct.
652.
No, you will select the
Yes.
title. You will select the title, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you will go to the award. You will select the complete data. And the column number would be 2.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. Yes.
But did you see change the book ID to something else? Let's say. Correct? Do you see?
Yes.
Now the award is NA, which means that this book has never won any award, correct?
Yes.
Instead of giving it NA, that it doesn't look nice, I want to customize my error.
Okay.
How will I do it? Before a VLOOKUP, let this value come. Before lookup, आप क्या लगा दोगे? If error.
Okay. If
Error.
error.
Yeah, if error will detect what? That if your formula is returning not available, who you want to replace it with? I want to replace NA with no award.
Okay.
That means if a book has never won an award, you will get a message no award apart from NA. If a book has award, it will give, see, no award. If it has one award, it will show that this book has won this award. Can you see?
Yes. Okay.
That last would be
Yes.
the rating. The rating again is in the review. you have IDs, and
Yes.
based on that you have to give the rating, and the lookup
Yes.
value will be again your book ID,
Yes.
correct, is equal to Vlookup. Your lookup value will be this, comma, you will go to the review table
Review sheet. Yes.
and you will give the column
2.
number as 2 and then as
0.
okay. If the rating is not there, if it is there, he will give the rating. If it
Okay.
is not there, again, then you can put if error,
If error.
correct. And you will say rating not mentioned.
Okay.
Anything
So,
you want to customize the error.
okay. So whatever we will write, it will show
So,
here.
if the formula is returning not available, that means if the data is
Yes.
not there in the sheet, it will be replaced by the customized error,
Okay. Noted. Ma'am.
customized message, correct?
Yes.
Any doubts so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let's move ahead where to HLOOKUP.
HLOOKUP is stand for horizontal lookup, I think so.
Correct. You can do on the same data. I'll use the VLOOKUP data only. I'll convert it to a range because I cannot copy it. I will come here. I'll go to table design. I'll convert to range. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll select it till here, till the rating. I'll say Control C. I will go to HLOOKUP sheet. I'll say Control Alt V, which is a paste special, and I will transpose the data. Correct? Format auto.
So it came horizontal.
Yeah, so it came horizontally. That means the value earlier in VLOOKUP, which you was looking for vertical down, you will search now horizontal right. Correct? Now suppose the name of the employee is Floyd. So according to, I will go to Floyd first like this. That means the first movement will be horizontal right. The first movement will be horizontal right. After he reach Floyd Eric, he will ask which row number you want to land. That means what information you want. If you want name, he will stop at first row. If you want department, he will stop at second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh.
Okay.
It is a reciprocal of your VLOOKUP. That means earlier the movement was first vertical down, then horizontal right. Now it is first
First
horizontal
horizontal, then vertical.
down. Okay. Suppose I have an employee name and I want to see his status. Correct?
Yes.
Now, in the employee name, I will validate, or I will not write it manually, but I'll validate it. So I'll go to data, data validation. I'll say it is a list, and the list is coming from,
Team.
I'll say, I have a name. Instead of writing VLOOKUP, I'll type HLOOKUP. The arguments are the same, only the third argument is changed, if you see. He
Yes.
used to ask me column index number. Now he is asking row index number. Why?
Yes.
Because I have to select the row. So this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. My lookup value is my table. That means I'll select this complete data. Sorry, my lookup value is my name, which is my Griffith. Where I'm searching it is my table.
Table.
And the row index number for the status, I will type 3.
3.
And the range lookup is going to be C.
0.
Okay, for Griffith, the status is early. Can you see?
Yes.
Now, in this also, the same way we added match with VLOOKUP, the same way I can add in the HLOOKUP. I'll come here. First of all, what I'll do is, I'll copy Control C and make it Control V. Okay. I'll, instead of writing the formula differently for department, for status, I will use a match. The match, who to match the name and where to match in the headers, comma, 0, and the last will be your exact match, enter. What you have to lock here, only this Griffith value you have to lock.
Okay, only this value.
Yeah, because every time your value is going to be same, and every time your data is also going to be same where you are going and searching.
Yes.
And the match from G15, it will go to G16, G17, and this also has to be locked.
Yes.
Are you understanding the locking, how you have to lock, why
Yes.
you have to lock? Okay, I'll press enter. I'll just drag it down and you will.
Okay.
The locking is only when it is not a table, it is not a range. Once you make it a table or a range, you need not to lock.
Yes.
Absolute referencing only comes in play when you have selected the data manually. But if it is a range or a table, you need not to lock the range.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it?
Actually, once we will complete with this vertical lookup, then means
Each lookup is, yeah, accomplished.
Yeah.
Each lookup is very similar to, only one argument is different, which is the column index number. Instead of column index number, you have row index number.
oh yes,
That is the only difference. Rest everything is going to be same.
same.
Okay.
That's one.
Okay, coming to match now. Tomorrow I'll start with the index only. I'll finish this sheet, then we are done for today.
Yes.
Only match I have to finish. Okay. What a match does, I told you earlier also, match finds the position of the data in your selection. Suppose I have a name and I have a serial number. I send the invitations to these persons. Correct?
Yes.
I send invitation to these person, and these are the person who attended the session. Now I want to see that who are the ones who attended but were not invited.
Yes.
Or suppose they are the attended or they were the invited, reciprocates. That means in short, you are finding the position of this particular column in this column. That
Yes.
where, or the later, what you can find is what is the name of the person who attended the session.
Yes.
Correct? Now what you'll do is the match. Bracket. Read the argument for the match is again the lookup value who you are searching. So I'm searching this particular serial
And
number.
then
Where you are searching
in this B column.
in this B column. Will you select the column from the start or from here? That's up to you. Suppose I started from the here, then this will be counted as 1.
Yes.
That means there will be a difference. What I'm saying is this is 1 because, but according to your Excel it is 2.
Yes.
Yours 2, but according to Excel it is a 3.
3. Yes.
That means you have to count it manually then.
Yes.
If you want to go with the same numbers, your selection should always start from first.
Top. Okay.
Correct? Now, if you are starting from here and your match type is going to be 0, you close the bracket and press enter. Now go and see the 17th row. It is 1, 4, 5, 6, 9, 6, 3, 8, 8, and this one is also the same.
Yes.
But if you would have started the selection from B2, it would have become your 16.
Sorry, I didn't get this.
Yeah, I'll show you. If I'm starting it from 1,
Yes.
both the numbers are matching. That means this one and this one.
Yes.
This 2 and your this 2. But
Yes.
if I make the selection from B2, that means Excel row number 2, but your row number 1.
Yes. Yes. Right.
Then you will get 16. That means you have to then manually count. You will start from 1 and you will drag it down and you will say fill series. Then you have to match it like this. Your
Okay.
16 and this 16. But Excel's 17.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the where people get confused, that they try and search it on these numbers.
Okay.
But you have to go through the selected numbers. In your selection, what number it is falling in, that is the result of match. Okay. One more thing is, suppose I write Praneeth here. And I write your name here and Divya ma'am's name here. Okay. And I come here and I say match. I'll say lookup value is Praneeth, let's say. In the lookup array. Now suppose I start from here and my match type is 0. I press enter. He's saying 1.
Yes.
But you wanted to have a same number as your row number, which is 6.
Okay.
That means you will, how many rows you will add? How many rows you are leaving above?
5.
Correct. These many rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means to your answer, you will add 5 and you will get the same.
Okay. Yes, correct.
Correct? When you have to match according to the row numbers on the Excel sheet. But most of the time you're using match inside lookup or inside index, then you always go with the selection. Then you never do this.
Yes.
Did you get the variations of match?
Yes, ma'am.
How you get the matching number?
Yes.
Okay. Any doubt from today's session?
No, ma'am. All clear from my side.
All clear. Divya ma'am?
No, ma'am.
All
Clear,
clear?
ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Should we end the session, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your participation and time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'll see you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.